King Kong has been found. Both Godzilla and King Kong, when they were on this island in Chapter 6, Season 1, both of them appeared through a rift in the sky. This isn't the very first time seeing this, and there's actually a reason why they're coming from the sky. Now, when we talk with Valentina and Jade, they both speak about this heartbeat that they can feel on this island. We know Fletcher Kane has been digging deeper and deeper to mine gold. It looks like they have found a hidden world inside of one of the mines. And it looks like they are trying to hide it. Is this where Jade and Valentina heard the heartbeat? And what is this hidden creature? Before that, I'm giving away 5 skin from the item shops to 5 lucky subscribers. All you have to do is subscribe to my channel, leave a like on this video, and comment down below. I use your code SMJM. Small creatures and evil factions has been invading our island for thousands of years. We have seen the cube show up on the island, corrupt everything. We've seen the lost reality show up, mysterious pods arriving in a meteoroid. But we've never had giant monsters on this island until Chapter 1, Season 7. A giant iceberg merges with the Chapter 1 map, creating a giant icy biome. Speaking with the Ice King, who actually created this icy location, he tells us this giant iceberg was actually part of this ice moon just outside the Fortnite island. And the ice moon was actually a prison guarded by the Ice King himself, the Fire King, and the Seven. This was actually confirmed in Chapter 3 when we actually went on the ice moon and we saw the Seven's headquarters. The Ice King says that him and Fire King used to be bounty hunters, roaming different realities in Fortnite and catching bad and evil people, creatures, giant monsters, and weapons, bringing them back to the ice moon. And on the ice moon, he used to keep them in a frozen state. He also says that the Fire King tried to take control of all of these creatures and weapons to be extremely powerful. After a long and hard fight, the Ice King and the Seven manages to defeat the Fire King and prison him inside one of the dungeons of Polar Peaks. And even after prisoning the Fire King, the Ice King continue on with the bounty hunting, going to different realities and capturing these monsters, till one day there was a giant cosmic storm. And this storm broke a huge chunk of the ice moon, as seen in this picture right here. And also during the collision event, we could see these rocks floating in space. A huge chunk of that ice moon crash lands on the Fortnite island. We all know what happened in Chapter 1. There was a giant monster inside one of these icebergs called the Devourer. The Fire King, using the volcano, sets this monster free on this island. Luckily, Serenade constructs this giant robot and defeats this monster. At the end of the Devourer was not the end, this was just the beginning. After this, we start to see more weapons and more creatures show up on this island. They all come through the rift from the sky. In Season X, the Brood fell from the sky. If you remember, the Marauders, they used to appear from the sky as well inside of a pod. I'm guessing they used to be trapped inside of the ice moon until the cosmic storm. Also, after this storm, the lost reality seems to be more stronger as well, having more weapons and giant creatures as well. In fact, they used these weapons and creatures to attack the island in Chapter 2. Now, in Chapter 3, we get to see the ice moon up close because the Seven and the Imagine Order fighting each other. The IO create this device called Collider, and their plan was to destroy every single people living on this island and to restart everything, because obviously it was a Chapter 3 map which belonged to the Seven. Their plan was to lie and manipulate everyone, which they have been doing for thousands of years. But the truth is out. No one trusted the Imagine Order, so their plan was to destroy everyone and restart everything. They were going to do this using the Collider. The Seven had a plan to destroy this Collider and defeat the IO, and their plan was the mech robot. At the end of the Monster vs. Mech event, the robot flies into the space. We didn't know what happened to it it until in chapter 3, we find out that robot went to the ice moon. Ever since then, they have been reconstructing the robot. And since we were all going to help pilot the robot, we all went to the ice moon as well. And during this event, we could see how does a creature like Godzilla or King Kong, or even weapons like the Brute or Marauders showed up on the island, because while we're inside of this mech robot, we entered the Fortnite shield bubble. See, this shield bubble was created by the Imagine Order with the help of the 0 Point. Its job is to basically protect the island from creatures and debris from space. The only way you can enter this force field is actually using the power of the 0 Point. The 7 obviously knew how to do this, and that's why they just kept entering and exiting the shield bubble. Even the mighty Lost Reality could not penetrate the shield bubble, and that is the reason why they had to send the Cube Queen to open a huge portal in the sky. This means that creatures like Godzilla and King Kong were actually let in by someone with the power of the 0 Point. After the end of the Imagine Order, the biggest and scariest creature on the ice moon that was released in this cosmic storm attacks the island. Her name is Herald. When Herald showed up on this island, it did not attack straight away. It waited for the right time. When the 7 and the Imagine Order were fighting each other, Herald used this as a distraction and starts her plan to destroy everything. Very first thing she does is she plants a giant reality tree in the center of the map. Her plan is to connect every location to this reality tree. And when chapter 3 season 2 was here, she was ready for this attack. Everyone was happy and celebrating the end of the Imagine Order, not knowing the end was just around the corner. The reason why she placed this reality tree at the center of the island is so that it could harness power from the 0 Point. And since the 7 weren't as careful as the Imagine Order when it comes to the 0 Point, they left it just out in the open under the lake. The tree harnessed the power from the 0 Point, spreads its roots, and covers the entire chapter 3 map. And then Herald attacks. The first place she attacks is 7's base on the map. She kidnaps most of the members of the 7 except for Paradigm. She manages to escape, and she slowly makes her way towards the reality tree throughout the season and turns everything into chrome and destroys it. No one really knows why she actually did this. We think it's because of her anger being trapped inside of the ice moon for so long. She wanted a revenge. Now, at the start of chapter 6, we find ourselves on this mysterious island called Oninoshima. We find out the impact this island has had because of that giant cosmic storm. This island used to be riddled by giants. We go to the night shift forest, we can see a bunch of giant swords and arrows used to fight these huge giants. If we go to the Lost Lake, we can in fact see one of the giants who has been defeated. Most of these giants were defeated during the Shattering War. We all know that after this war, the magic was banished from this island. Now, because of this piece of the 0 Point which crash landed on this island, the magic is back, and it looks like the giants are back as well. That's right, we start to see Godzilla, King Kong show up from the sky, just like those creatures and weapons that showed up in chapter 1, 2, and 3. Also, it all started to happen when that crashed piece of the 0 Point goes missing, meaning someone is actually playing around with the 0 Point, rifting these creatures to this island. Because remember, in order to go through that shield bubble, you're gonna need the power of the 0 Point. Now, Jade tells us that there is this creature inside of the spirit realm, and he has that piece. Whoever this creature is wants to create chaos on this island. They've already brought Godzilla to this island, and they've teased King Kong. Leakers has found a new mentions of a creature spawn area in the files for a Godzilla-like mechanic. Maybe King Kong is going to be our next giant that we can control. There's actually a room inside of the mines right now which is blocked. Maybe Jade saying she can feel a heartbeat. Maybe she's referring King Kong. And I'm giving away 5 skins from item shop to 5 lucky subscribers. All you have to do is subscribe to my channel, leave a like on this video, and comment down below. I use your code SMJM. Peace out.